Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you're all keeping well. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I hope you enjoy the entertainment. Don't forget to subscribe. Anyway, we have got a new trailer for Scream 7. This one is the big game spot. I'm assuming this is linked to the Super Bowl and probably one of the trailers that's coming out early ahead of the Super Bowl, because there's going to be a lot of trailers coming out during like the halftime show or something. But anyway, let's check it out and see what we've got new from Scream 7. Hello, Sydney. I'm not wearing the mask this time, it's too bloody warm.
Hello, Sydney. I'm gonna make everyone you love suffer. While you watch.
This killer has been planning his attack for years.
No.
Your daughter,
Tatum is the same age that you were when this whole thing started. This isn't gonna stop unless I stop it.
You say that in every movie.
Where is my daughter?
This is gonna be fun.
Scream, only in theaters.
That's definitely Stu Macher's voice at the end. I, as crazy as it sounds, I am sticking with my prediction that this Ghostface could be Randy Meeks. I know he was killed off in Scream 2, but was he? That's the question. Because what do we see in Scream 2? If you go back and think, what we see in Scream 2, we seen Randy get grabbed from behind, dragged into the fan, and we seen him get killed off screen. Just all we seen was Ghostface in the mirror, and then it was Dewey and Gail came back to the van and they found Randy's body. But Scream 3, in the house at the end, they found Roman's body, and they checked him and he was dead, and then he turned up and at the end he was Ghostface. So I don't know, I just have this feeling that it's all gonna go back to him. That thing, because he's like the big movie buff, and it's like, it's almost like if you go back through like the movies, there's always been sort of like a hint towards him. He's always been in love with Sydney. He, in the video store, he was, accusing Billy of being the killer, even though Billy was one of the killers. Like, he was accusing Billy, like he knew, and Billy, even, when he confronted him, he's like, maybe you're the killer, and he's like, you're right. I definitely have the motives and the thing for to be a killer and everything. He knows all the rules about horror movies. I don't know. And he made a cameo in Scream 3, via a videotape, where he said, like the lines of, told you I'd make a movie one day, and for some of you, I'll see you soon. I don't know. It could be completely something. It could be a brand new killer or something. I don't know. It would be one hell of a twist. That everybody thinks, oh, Stu Macher is returned. He's the killer. And it's flipping, takes off the mask and it's Randy. And just the fact that they're bringing back the the Meeks twins, his family, like, it just feels like they're bringing him back, so I don't know, either one gets killed off or it's like a connection that they find, the connection that's him. But let me just see if I can go through, like, close for two of you. Right, so let me go to. Right, so psychiatric hospital. I still think this is going to be like a sort of like Silence Alarm type thing where Stu is alive, but he's locked up in this psychiatric, thank you, hospital, and Sydney ends up going to him for advice or, you know, sort of a thing, because I say maybe it's been Randy from the very beginning, so, you know, maybe Stu knows that Randy's back. Again, there was that scene in Scream 1, you know, where both Randy and Stu were trying to convince Sydney that the other one was the killer, and he's like, no, you're the killer, no, he's the killer. So I don't know. So let me just say, I think it's going to be a thing where Stu's alive, but he's locked up here.
This killer has been planning his attack for...
Right. I don't know, you see, because who else could it be? Because you look at all this, it points to, oh, Stu's back, he's been locked up, he's think. It just seems too easy. I think Stu is going to be a red herring.
For years. Your daughter,
Tatum, is the same age that you were when this whole thing started.
Yeah, and she has a daughter now who's the same age when this all started. And Randy was in love with Sydney around that age. I don't know.
this killer has been planning his attack for years.
So, planning this attack for years, so something's obviously happened because there's a police tape, unless this is a different scene from the psychiatric hospital. Unless does Sydney go to visit Stu in the hospital at one point, and then he ends up breaking out, and this is like her returning, that it's all taped up,
Has been planning his attack for
and then it's gonna be like he's Stu. People are gonna think that Stu's the killer because he's escaped. I don't know.
years.
Your daughter, Tatum, is the same age that you were when this whole thing started. This isn't gonna stop unless I stop it. Where is my daughter?
This is gonna be fun.
See, I think that line, I think that's maybe Sydney going to Stu, you know, to talk to him, try and get help or get advice, and then he's like, you know, locked her behind, you know, like a glass, or he's like in chains or something, you know, and he's like, in a way, he's like sort of teasing Sydney, like, you know, saying, "Oh, this is gonna be fun. You don't know what's coming." You know, I think that's what it is. That's my prediction.
My daughter!
This is gonna be fun.
Scream. Only in theaters. Tickets.
I don't know. Let me see what the comments say. Who else wants making predictions? Stu voice, Sydney reaction. Gail interviewing said on national TV, "I see sense of fist incoming." Stu believers. This one's for us. See, that's somebody says there. It'd be too obvious if Stu was just straight up the killer in the movie. See, that's what I'm saying. It feels too. It's too obvious for it to be Stu. So I'm thinking outside the box, and I'm just gonna say it's Randy. Randy did not die in Scream 2. He faked his death, and he is coming back. And it's been him from the whole beginning. I'm talking about the whole beginning. Everybody thought it was Roman who was the head Ghostface who planned everything. I'm gonna say nope. I'm gonna say Randy was the one. Randy was the one who got in contact with Roman and set this all up and said, I can reunite you with your sister and all this. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm probably gonna be way off. It's probably gonna be end up like something. I know there's they're like showing like was one of the was either the daughter or one of the actresses wearing like a plaid skirt, and all the killers wearing like that sort of design. So I don't know. It could be anything. I don't know. I'm trying to think outside the box again. I mean, it could be. Sydney's husband, or not husband, but the cop from Scream 3, you know, because he was saying, you know, when Sydney asked him, you know, what's your favorite scary movie, and he said My Life, you know, she says, oh, me too. So, you know, I don't know, hopefully the movie will be good. Obviously I know people are happy for it to go back to, you know, where it was with like the original cast. For me, I was sort of happy to move on to, you know, likes of Marissa and Jenna, you know, taking the franchise in a new direction, you know, instead of always going back to Sydney and all. But we'll see how this one goes. Anyway, drop a comment below and let me know your thoughts. Who do you think's the killer? Put it down. Leave me your ideas. Who's the killer? Who's gonna be? It's gonna be fucking Sydney. It's gonna be one of those things where it's actually Sydney that reveals that she's been doing it the whole time. Let me know your thoughts and drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. It'd be very much appreciated. And as always, I will drop a link in the description for the original video so you can check it out for yourselves. Anyway, take care. I'll see you again.